What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got an absolutely amazing and hilarious spicy replay that I just had to show you guys. This is one of those replays that made a big smile on my face, and it's equally as impressive as it is entertaining. Now, most of you guys are going to find this video a little shocking, but you shouldn't if you're really in the know. About 4 months ago, I let my opinions and thoughts be known about Skull Servants in this video. In fact, if you just look at the title of the video, you can pretty much sum up my opinions on the deck. Nothing beats Skull Servants, nothing. And I stand by that, man, and I got a lot of kickback from that video, guys. I got a lot of people telling me, oh my goodness, you just hyping up another bad deck. Cap, you don't know anything. This deck is absolute trash. And I say, hey, you can hate on me all you want. I'm just saying facts, man. And I'm perfectly fine getting the backlash, but that's why I am so happy that my friend Will, my very, very good friend, very, very British good friend Alethio, has provided me with 1000% the proof that cannot be disputed, guys. When you see this replay, how can you not come to any conclusion but the one that I came to? That is, there's nothing in the game that beats Skull Servant. It is literally an unbeatable deck. So I'm going to show you guys this replay. We're going to size up these fields. We're going to look at the probability that Alethio has to win this game, but it's just, he's playing Skull Servants and you can't beat the deck. So let's go ahead and roll this. All right, so you got Alethio at the top right here playing the Skull Servant deck. You got Zoodiac Beast down here at the bottom, and he opens with everything that he could have possibly wanted, guys. He opens with the Terror Top. He's got Maxi. He already has 2 Solemn Strikes. It's already looking like a really good hand, but he's going to go further than that. He's actually going to go for the Bearman combo, which, by the way, why doesn't everyone play the Bearman combo? It just seems incredibly broken. I mean, you get to draw 3 fucking cards. Look at all of that set, and before we even go to Alethio's turn, which for the most part shouldn't even matter. I mean, look how broken this guy opened. Like, without even looking at how good the cards he actually has are, can we just acknowledge that he went +5? I mean, by my count, he has 3 cards in the monster zones. He's got 2 in the hand, that's 5. Then he has 5 in the back row. That's basically 10 cards when he only opened with 5 cards. So he's already going +5. But you look at the quality of his cards, okay. Look at the quality of his monsters. All right, well, he has a Trident that can pop a monster. That's basically kind of like a +1 monster. He has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fucking Solemns. How do you lose when you open with 4 Solemns? It's basically impossible. And then to just add a cherry on top of the cake, like he's got a Maxi too. I mean, this guy literally has no, there should be no way possible that you lose this door, right? Like, there's no way. I mean, you got like Solemns upon Solemns. You got the Trident, you got the Maxi. Next turn, you got the Barrage to do even more dumb plays. Like, come on now. This is basically just a free win. Alethio should go home. But then Alethio realized, oh wait, I'm playing Skull Servants. And then there's no deck that beats Skull Servants. All right, so let's see how my very good, very British friend, Master William Alethio, actually broke this field. So I believe he's going to open up with Shadow Fusion. That gets out the Solemn Warning. Still not looking that good for Alethio. He goes for the Shiranui Sage. That gets popped by Drantia. And then he is able to activate Left Arm Offering, but he pretty much doesn't have a hand now. He had to give up everything to get the grass is greener, or that grass looks greener. This card has basically got to get him home, but oh my goodness, the pluses that you get off this card, it is absolutely amazing. And look at all the shadows that he's trying to trigger. Now, his opponent does actually use Solemn Strike, but the weird thing is, well, not really weird, but the crazy thing is, because he is actually resolving these chains in order that he chooses, he can only Solemn Strike the last card. So he can't do anything about the Squamata, he can't do anything about the Shadow Beast, and he can't do anything about the White Prince. That's kind of cool, the fact that your opponent can have like all of these Solemns down, but they can only Solemn the last card on the chain. So it was very smart of Alethio to resolve that in a way that he could only negate the Hedgehog. So he's basically able to pop a back row. So RIP to that second Solemn Strike right there. And he's able to get his graveyard loaded up with a bunch of white cards. Now, his opponent does Max C, but I don't really know, man. He's getting a lot of cards, and Alethio is stacking up that advantage. He does bring out the Fairy Tale Snow, and he goes into Stardust Dragon. That gets out the last Solemn. I think that Alethio was scared maybe of like a Torrential Tribute or something like that, and he just didn't want to possibly deal with any other cards, or he just went into the card to kind of bait it, but it was a good play. Now, he does summon White Princess, and that gets out the Ghost Ogre. This is why this is so hard to play through. It he actually has hand traps that can fight back as well, but it doesn't matter, guys. When you play in a format where no one apparently runs battle traps, This is what happens. You lose to 13,000 attack King of the Skull Servants, and his MX Saber Invoker gets absolutely wrecked. It gets destroyed. He could have actually even ran over the Coach King and easily OTK through that, because even 2,800 is nothing when you're comparing it to 13,000 attacks. So guys, I just want this video to stand as proof forever for the rest of the time that Skull Servants is actually a 100% unbeatable deck. And as long as you're playing this deck, you obviously cannot lose. Anyways, no, I'm just joking. I know a lot of people are going to watch this video and they're going to be like, oh my God, Cap, are you actually saying Skull Servants is unbeatable? No. In my honest opinion, I think that Skull Servants actually is pretty decent though, on probably like the regional level, because if you look at the way that it plays, it's kind of similar to Infernoids. It doesn't have like the lockdown where Infernoids can activate the trap card and they can, you know, bring out a couple of copies of Decatron, and they can make the Decatron into a Davadi and an Onochu, and they can have like a whole bunch of like a lockdown, and they get to run like the Zoodiacs. But if you look offensively, King of the Skull Servants can get to like, you know, 15,000 attack, which is absurd in a format where no one's really running any battle traps that can definitely hurt your opponent. And even if they have things like Tridents, you can easily just bait that out with Fairy Tail Snow. I mean, it's not going to be every day that your opponent's going to open up with like fucking 5 Solemns. So most of the time, if they don't have, you know, like multiple Solemns, you can probably OTK as long as they have one monster in attack mode. And the really nice thing about this deck is it is basically immune to Dimensional Barrier, because yes, he can make Omega plays and stuff like that. Obviously, he does have the ability to Synchro Summon because he runs Tuners, but you don't really need to. If your opponent does use Dimensional Barrier, just use King of the Skull Servants and kill them. So anyways, a really good replay. I couldn't speak there for a second, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a big thumbs up. Please check out my very good, very British friend Alenthio and all his amazing quality content that he posts on pretty much a regular basis. I would really appreciate that, guys. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.